Hello, hi. And side stage of basement. This is my husband's office room basement. See, that's the French Connection poster which he likes, and which was at the top of our stairs for some time. I did a gig around it, and I was watching Hudson and Rex, and I saw the heroine. Hudson and Rex are, of course, the central characters. Hudson is the male detective, and the show is set in, I beg your pardon, St. John's, Newfoundland. His dog, a German Shepherd, Rex, and they both make really a good team, and they're fantastic detectives as she is the heroine. She is looking in at the records in the investigation of a crime, and I remembered all my records, my records of doing graduate school, chemical engineering school, and files. So she was looking at the files, and I remembered all the papers and just go through a little bit. I don't know if you can catch the camera will catch it. Here, a lot of papers here, and some records there. I'll tilt the camera a little. Tilt the camera a little there. Records. Yeah, that was what I was. And this led me to think about Erin Brockovich, where the whole movie relies on medical records of people who have been poisoned by chromium, copper, and etc. And the lady, who has no legal training but works for a lawyer, but for a very smart lawyer, played by Albert Finney, Hercule Poirot, yeah, Albert Finney. Yeah, see, she investigates the medical records. She looks at the health history and realizes the water has been poisoned by the wastewater effluent sent out by chemical engineering companies. So, now back to square one, chemical engineering. Yeah. Anyway, so that was I watched it, and I let you watch it. It's a fantastic movie. They're all great. Julia Roberts won a Academy Award for it, I think, if I remember correctly, or was at least nominated. All right, so enjoy watching the movie. It's a 2000 movie. This was recommended by a girlfriend of mine when I was a research associate, and I had the time of my life watching. So yeah, and then I thought I would look up the internet records on the central characters, the main characters of this book, World War II characters, Sonia Butt and Guy Dartois, a French Canadian spy, and she is a young British woman, and they're both preparing for war. And the author is Nala Aid, and I looked up. Would you believe it? Shameful. Toronto Public Library does not allow us access as it did in the past. I have written many essays with records from the Globe and Mail. We don't get the archives of the Globe and Mail anymore. All right, so that was a dead ender. And then I looked up. There's some bit on the internet, and Sonia, but has been covered by Hannah Ho, and who's and she calls this Eve's War. Well, Adam and Eve kind of a thing, and but special Sonia Butt was a special operations executive agent, and of course she served in France, and she married Guy Dartois, and she was the youngest female SOE agent to serve in France. Um, um, uh, Her code name was Blanche, and she preferred to go around on bicycles because women, female bicyclists were less conspicuous, in the sense that the enemy was less suspicious about them. And so I guess they could, transfer secrets and act as courier and that sort of thing. And so she married Guy Dartois, and she played a huge role in the French Resistance, And yeah, and she had six children, three boys and three girls. Nice even number, and you can read the rest of it. And Guy d'Artois is covered by CBC, and mm, the kind of war hero about whom movies are made. And I tried to look up this movie which we had seen in the sixth grade of another girlfriend and I, A Bridge Too Far, and I couldn't quite tell, but I got a couple of you know errors that were made by the director. And you should look up and enjoy the actual discussion yourselves. And this is about Guy d'Artois, CBC. He was French Canadian, I said, right? And so, invasion of Normandy in June 1944, d'Artois and about 25 other French-speaking Canadians, almost all of them were from Quebec, were dropped into France to wreak havoc. They had been trained to blow up railway lines, assassinate German soldiers, and lead the Maquis. Those disorganized bands of the French resistance who needed not just weapons but instructions on how to use them. So they were a part of the Special Operations Executive, set up by British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, with the objective in his phrase to set Europe ablaze. Well, that's kind of a little disconcerting considering what happened in Los Angeles, but this was wartime. People did these things to each other, and okay, there's more. You can catch up on it. This was during Mackenzie's time, Canada's Prime Minister Mackenzie King. And of course, since their native language was French, they were preferred over British people also to, work in France, the French Canadians. He certainly had special operations executive, I guess, certainly had some successes, including the assassination in November 1942 of Reinhard Heydrich, the SS general in Prague, who helped plan the extermination of Europe's Jews. And but there were also terrible reprisals for that assassination, including the liquidation of almost the entire village of Lidic in Czechoslovakia. I guess they got back. That's what it means. Uh, Liquidation would be liquidation would be a company. Is to dissolve the company, and yeah, I think liquidation is of a company is to dissolve the company, and okay, meaning in English, liquidating a or the process of killing someone, typically by violent means. So you can enjoy the rest. There's more. Is there more? I beg your pardon. So I'll let you enjoy it by yourself, read it by yourself, and that is all I had to say. You can buy the book. I've read some of it. I've referred to the book. And I'm saving it for a nice summer day. And since we're going to Cancun on the 16th, for about 6-7 days, my husband and I, it could be entertaining to read The War We Won Apart, or I finish um, another book. I can't, the other books which I have. All right, thank you. Signing off, Gayatri V. Sitaram. Once again, the records. All right, these are all books. So, all right. So enjoy looking up records.